Hey guys, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I can't believe that another month is over and it's time to be doing a goal recap and new month goals and intentions video for you guys. Today I'm going to be recapping my March goals, what I actually accomplished, what I'm still working on, and then let you know what my goals and hopes and intentions are for the month of April. I will have an April recap, and then that video after that will be a little bit different. Something's going to change a little bit over the summer, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. That will be at the end of April or the beginning of May. One of the main things I wanted to get done in the month of March was to go through my youngest daughter's clothes from the previous spring and summer, and anything that she either outgrew or that got ruined over fall and winter, and deal with that, you know, get rid of it, do whatever I'm gonna do with it. And then I also had a huge pile of stuff like that, stuff that was still usable, but she had outgrown or her sister had outgrown, and go through that. So some things I donated, a lot of things I keep for hopefully future grandchildren, some things I cut up into little fabric squares to maybe one day make into a quilt. So it was a fairly big job, but I did do that. I also kept up with my at least 2 Sunday morning workouts, actually this morning included. As I'm filming this, it's March. By the time you see it, it'll be April, but it's the very end of March. There's only like 4 days left in the month. And I did get up and do my at least two Sunday morning workouts before church, this morning included. I've also done it a few different times during the week when I knew I was gonna have a busy day, that I may find excuses to not work out later. Oh, the sun came out, thank goodness. Then I did those early morning workouts as well. That has been a huge thing that I used to do a couple years ago. I had fallen out of the habit of doing it. And I don't know if it was February, I think it was February, that I started the goal of at least 2 early morning workouts, and I have blown that out of the water in February and in March, because I have remembered and realized that it really helps me to prioritize my health and fitness, but still get stuff done during the day that I need to. So I did do that. I also kept up with my devotional reading at night, which is something that I was wanting to continue. And then also, something I didn't tell you guys, but an added thing that I started doing in the month of March is reading through the Bible. I hate to say it as a Christian, but as somebody who is almost 42 years old, I have not read through the Bible start to finish. I mean, I've read a lot of the Bible, I do a lot of devotionals and, like, you know, things like that, but I've never read the Bible in its entirety start to finish. So I did start that in the month of March, and it's not something I'm going to say, I'm going to read it in a year, I'm going to read it in 2 years. I'm just going to go through and read it to read it, not because I'm in a race, not because I'm in some kind of program where I have to finish it by a certain time. I don't want this to be a drudgery. I want it to be a journey. I want it to be something I enjoy, that I look forward to. And I think if I put a time limit on myself, or I have to read a certain amount of verses or chapters a day to finish in this amount of time, I feel like it would become a chore. And I don't think that's the intention of it. So not putting a time limit on myself, but I did start that in March, even though it was not an original thought in my mind at the beginning of the month, and it's not something I shared with you guys. It is something I did start doing. I also needed to make sure that I got our taxes all taken care of and submitted and, you know, e-filed and all that, and to pack away all my 2021 paperwork that I keep for my records. I did do that. We did find a venue for my daughter's graduation party, and if you watched my March Amazon haul video, then I showed you some of the stuff that we got for the party. So we did pick a venue, we did get all the supplies and stuff we need for that, and so that's good to get that off my plate. And then I think we've got 2 of her 3 outfits that she needs for her senior photos, which are coming up here in like 2 weeks. So she doesn't have to have 3, but I wanted her to have at least 3 outfits to choose from, for her own sake, and also for the photographer to, you know, kind of keep it different and fresh. So probably gonna try to find a 3rd outfit, but we at least have 2. So that's good. And then also I told you guys that we were kind of trying to get the living room finished with, like, the couch came in finally, and we're settled with that, and we're gonna get new carpet, and I wanted to get some type of art piece for behind the couch. And we had a piece up there that had been up there for probably, I don't even know, 8 years, if not longer. We took it down, it made huge holes in the wall. The wall, the way it is and where it comes, like the light comes in on both sides, it's very unforgiving. So we had to have like a professional come and like paint the whole thing. And so it was a whole process. And so nothing was hanging there for a long time, because I wanted to make sure that we were gonna like what couch we were gonna have before I hung something over it. So now that we've decided we're keeping the couch, I found a ledge shelf that I wanted from a seller on Etsy. His shop is JT's Custom Woodworks. I looked at a lot of different Etsy sellers, but for some reason I just I gravitated towards his shop, and he got really good reviews, and so I was able to pick the size ledge shelf that fit the best for behind our couch. I wanted a really long one because, you know, it's a long wall and it's a big sectional, so I want to make sure that it took up a good portion of that. And I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I'm also really pleased with his customer service because I went back and forth over and over and over, making sure that, you know, what color I should get. And then I was like, well, maybe I should get this color. And he was really nice and patient and sent lots of different pictures for me to look at of different shelves that were already made, and also like stain swatches and stuff like that. So I was really happy with his customer service. And then when the shelf came, it was really, really high quality. He did a really good job. It turned out beautifully. We actually did decide that we wanted to make it a little darker than it was, and that was actually okay. I picked a lighter stain on purpose because it's hard to tell online sometimes exactly what color you're going to get, and I wanted a sort of specific color. So I chose a lighter stain, and then he was like, you can just stain over it if you want it to be darker. So we did that really easily, and we've never stained anything in our entire lives, and we decided we wanted it darker, so we stained it darker, and it turned out really nicely. We hung it up. It was really super simple to hang, and he also gave us the option of did we want him to pre-drill the holes, or did we want to do it ourselves? And since we needed to make sure that it was going to be hanging in studs, we just had, you know, we just said, no, just don't drill any holes. We'll do it. My husband can do it when the shelf comes, and he actually can figure out where the studs are on our wall. So that was really easy for him to just drill straight through. So what I like about the ledge shelf idea in general is you can see it the way it is now. I'm happy with how everything is on there, but it's really easy to change the decor if you just get tired of it, or if you want to change it seasonally or anything like that. And I took it an extra step further. The two pieces that you see there that have the vinyl decal, so the one that says number 4 and the one that says bless this nest, both of those are removable vinyl. So if I get tired of those, or if I want to change it up for the seasons, I can just peel that off and make another decal with my Cricut, which is what I want, because I am the type of person that does get tired of things a little quickly. So the shelf is nice, you know, it's going to last a long time, but what comes on and off of it, I can change up as often as I want. So I highly recommend JT's Custom Woodworks on Etsy. He gave me a coupon code for you guys. It's aplacetonest 10, so you get 10% off your order. That coupon code is going to work indefinitely, so whether you're ready today to buy something or you need to wait a little bit, that coupon code will be there for you. And he has other things besides ledge shelves. He has like beautiful mantles, floating shelves, like kitchen shelves. You know how everybody's doing like the open kitchen shelving, like the floating shelves. He has those. So definitely check out his shop. I will link his shop, and I'll put that coupon code in the description box for you guys. So that leads me into my April goals, speaking of graduation. And my first goal for the month of April is to make her graduation party invitation. So we can't, I mean, I could do that, but I was waiting for the photographer and the photo session so that I can use one of those pictures on her graduation party invitation. So hopefully I'll be able to do that in April. I'll know a little bit more about, like, if this is a realistic goal. Once she actually has her pictures taken in 2 weeks, I can ask the photographer and be like, hey, do you think these will be back in time for me to actually get them put on invitations and get them made? But that is something I'm hoping to do in April, because we go on vacation in May, and then the party's like the week or two after we get back from vacation. So I want to make sure that if possible, I would like to have the invitations all printed, and then I can just mail them when we get back. So that's my first goal for April. I need to go ahead and plant my garden. I have a planter box on legs. I showed you that in a separate video. I've actually been growing tomatoes and onions here in the house in like a little window greenhouse kind of a thing. They're doing really well. They're busting at the seams. They are ready to be planted. So I'm really, here in the next week or so, hoping that I can get that planter set up and that the weather's gonna stay warm enough to be able to put them out there. So that is definitely something I need to do, is plant my garden. I would also like to freshen up and weed the front flower bed. You know, that's something that I think most people do in the spring, is you kind of freshen up your front yard. It actually did pretty well. We did a weed underlayment last year, maybe 2020, to kind of help the weeds from popping up. So that did help a little bit, but there's still some weeds, and there's like the the line of the flower bed's gotten a little mixed in with the grass, so we just need to freshen that up a little bit. Also, speaking of outside, we need to finish setting up all of our security cameras. We have a couple different ones, but only one of them is currently hung up, and it's sufficient. I mean, it definitely shows us what we need. Actually, there's 2 hung up. There's a 3rd one that we're gonna put up, and I would like to get that done anyway, but especially before we go on vacation. So that's kind of my husband's domain. So it's on my goals list, but let's be honest, it's kind of his list too, because I'm the one that says, hey, we need to work on this today. So finish the security camera setup, if possible, in the month of April. And then also, I got the girls a hammock. Again, if you watched that March Amazon haul video I did one for February so far and in March, and I show you everything I bought for the entire month on Amazon. And I got the girls a hammock, and it's kind of back in this back corner that's kind of, you know, not the most appealing place in the world, and I really want to make like a little backyard oasis for them. And I was curious to know when I bought the hammock, I was like, are they really even gonna like this? Because, you know, they're, you know, 12 and 18. They don't spend a lot of time outside. Nobody wants to really go out there and play or anything. So I was trying to find like a way to get them outside and give them somewhere to go where they can kind of relax or read or do school or whatever. So I got the hammock, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the hammock, and if you guys are gonna use it, then I'll make it nice back there. So even just a little bit of time that we had it up before the weather got cold again, like it had turned really nice and warm and they were loving it, and then it got cold again. So they loved it. And my oldest daughter, actually, it was funny, I went to check on her one night before I went to bed, and she said that she was just doing like her gratitude in her mind of the things that she's grateful for, and one of the things that she was grateful for was the hammock. And I was like, yes, that must mean that it's a good thing. So I really want to make it pretty back there. I'm hoping this is something that we'll get to do before we go on vacation. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I do tend to do things overboard. So I don't know. It does involve like scooping up grass and putting down either rubber mulch or rocks or something down there. I don't know. I'm gonna do some like pretty decorating things. So I don't know, we'll see. But I would like to maybe at least start that or plan what we're gonna do for that. That way when we get back from vacation, we can, you know, get that going. Also, as I mentioned earlier, one of my goals has been to decorate the living room, get the carpet for the house and all that stuff. Well, long story short, we ordered a couch in January of 2021. It didn't come in until June or July. And then when it came in, there was something wrong with it. So we had to like have another one, and we had to wait another 4 months or so for it to come in. We were waiting for it to come in to make sure that it was gonna be okay. We were gonna keep that couch to get new carpet. The entire house, really, we wanted to have recarpeted. Some of the areas needed more than others. But we were waiting on that couch. Everything really hinged on that couch. So now that we're gonna keep the couch, we have picked a carpet color, we have bought the carpet, which is a huge, you know, accomplishment to finally be making that progress. And they're actually supposed to be putting it in like 8 days. So in April, early April, everything in every single room of the house has to come out, put the carpet in, bring it back in. So that's a really big job. It's a really time-consuming job. Most of it is all done in one day. Like the installers do everything in one day, but there's a lot of moving parts that have to get ready for the car before they come, and a lot of things to finish when they're done. So basically the goal is to get the house put back together after the new carpet. And then one more thing I want to work on, I don't know if I'll get a chance to finish it, but I may be able to, is to purge old homeschool paperwork. Like I said, our homeschool year is winding down. My oldest daughter is going to be graduating homeschool high school this year. So I kept pretty much every paper she ever did in her entire homeschooling journey here since the middle of 4th grade. Because I'm sentimental, but also because our state says that they have the right to come and audit you anytime they want to see if you're actually doing anything. They want to see samples of your work and tests and stuff like that. So just to make sure that I had everything I could possibly have to show them, I kept everything. So now it's time that she is gonna be done. I don't need to keep that stuff anymore. I'm gonna keep some of it, yes, but I don't need to keep everything. So I really need to go through, and I've got a lot of totes. I mean, think about that. Every paper, pretty much, since the middle of 4th grade, and she's finishing up 12th grade, I've got every paper. So I need to go through that, and then I could also do the same thing with her sister, maybe go back through and get rid of a few things. So that's something I've already actually started it, but I'm hoping to finish it in the month of April. So let's see if I can actually get that done. That's my recap of my March goals, what I accomplished, and then also what I'm hoping to get done in the month of April. Like I said, my April goals recap will be either at the end of April or the beginning of May, but then the video for goals going forward, at least for the next few months, are going to be a little different. So make sure you stay tuned for that video if you want to see what I actually did accomplish of my April goals and then what my goals are for the summer. Also, if you haven't checked out my previous goal videos, I did one for February and March. I will link them for you guys. Let me know in the comments something that is on your to-do list for the month of April. Let me know that in the comments. If you like this video and you want to see more goals videos, make sure you give this one a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out that link in the description box. I will link JT's Custom Woodworks for you with that coupon code so that you can check out his shop and maybe pick up some decor items that are made out of wood, high quality items for your house. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.